Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So today's video is a book unhaul challenge. The first one of these I watched was the beginning of last week, and that was by Brews and Reviews. I really enjoyed her video and it's inspired me to do my own, so I'll leave the link to hers in the description below. I think the person that originally created this challenge tag thing is Books and Lala, so I'll put her channel in the description as well. And essentially, the aim of this challenge is to encourage you to get rid of some books. I say get rid, I don't mean like bin, just donate or whatever. So mine will be going to Oxfam or family members, depending on if they want them. And the aim is to get rid of at least 10 books. Just get rid of them, set them free. In my mind, is to make more room for the other books that I've bought this month. So yeah, makes sense. So let's go on with it. The first kind of criteria, I guess, that is in the original challenge, is to get rid of a book that you rated low. So this will come as a surprise to absolutely nobody, and I promise to never talk about this book ever again after this video, because it will be making its way to Oxfam, so I won't be able to talk about it and I won't be able to reference it ever again. But I am going to be donating Atonement by Ian McEwan. It just didn't do it for me. Slow, dry. It's like all the words and the prose and the style of a period drama, but with absolutely no drama. It's just dull, and I do not understand for the life of me why this is so popular. The second criteria is a book you changed your mind on. I didn't really understand this initially, so it was only after watching the original video that I kind of understood what this meant. So the way I've taken this is basically a book I read and kind of enjoyed. I did not like it, I quite enjoyed it, but then on kind of like further thought, maybe I realised it wasn't as good as I think it was. And that book for me is The Widow by Fiona Barton. I think this did really, really well. It was in lots of sort of book clubs, and it's a really big, well-known thriller, and it was fine. Yeah, nothing special. It was one of those that I finished it, I closed it, seconds later I'd forgotten about it, but I did kind of enjoy it whilst I was reading it. I just, yeah, hasn't really stayed with me, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. The third criteria is to get rid of a book or a series of books that you won't be finishing. This one's not totally relevant to me, because I don't tend to read a lot of series. I read mostly standalone, so I don't really go into series. But one that I'm probably not likely to finish is the Ransom Riggs stuff. I am gonna just start by saying I'm probably not gonna get rid of this, just because I still haven't actually read it, and it's signed and it looks cool. And actually I've got an idea for a kid's book, so I feel like I should read some more of these to kind of get more of a grounding in the genre. But after this one, I won't be buying any more. I've got the first two and I've read them. I've got this one, I haven't read it yet. But I'm sure he's got more out now, and I've just not really been bothered. But I do really like them. It's just YA it's not really my thing. So yeah, I'm not going to be getting rid of this one. Or maybe I'll think about it later. The next section is a book you DNFed, so did not finish. I found this quite hard because there's quite a lot of books that I don't finish. Like, I'm not the kind of person that forces myself to read things that I'm really not enjoying, but when I don't finish them, I tend to give them away. So I didn't actually have that many laying around that I have DNF'd, because they've already gone. But one I do have, and I really, 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 really wanted to enjoy this, mostly because the cover's very cool, and just because the hype was massive, and it sounded like something that I would really enjoy, was Welcome to Night Vale. I found this really boring, actually, and I know obviously there was a podcast and the YouTube stuff that goes alongside this, and it was just dull. And I think I couldn't bring myself to get rid of it because I knew I was meant to be the audience for this thing. It's like weird, dystopian, alternative reality, sci-fi, creepy, he's watching you kind of stuff. And that's normally right up my street, but I didn't get on with this, and I'm not even halfway through it, I don't think, so yeah, this one's going. The next one is a book you have multiple copies of. I don't actually have any multiple copies of books, so I can't really do this one. So I'll just be plucking another one that I'm just not going to finish, because I don't have this one. Number 6 is a book you'll never actually get to. I do this a lot, sort of just kind of instinctively buy stuff that I think looks really cool, and then 5 years later I still won't have read it. so this was quite easy. And I've had this on my bookshelf since we moved to this current flat, so I think that's got to be over 3 years now. And I've still not even read the blurb. I pretty much did buy this because it was J.K. Rowling. It came from a charity shop anyway, so at least the money went to charity. Yeah, never really bothered. I really like her Galbraith stuff though, so it's not that I don't like her writing style, it's just that I didn't really hear great things about this, and it's a bit of a beast, and it doesn't really interest me, to be honest, so this one's going. Number 7 is a book you bought because of the hype. I didn't buy this, I was given it, but yeah, still lots and lots of hype around this book, and I really expected to enjoy it, and I hated it. And yes, I've mentioned it lots of times before, and I promise after this video I will never mention it ever again, mostly because I won't have it. But that is obviously The Couple Next Door. This thing had loads of hype around it, it's done really, really well, it's really, really successful, but it's not for me. Number 8 is a book you bought because of the cover. I don't actually tend to buy books because of the covers, actually. I'm sure I do sometimes, but this particular one I did, and I bought it because the cover is really cool and I like the style it was in. And I have read some of it. I think I read about maybe a third of this, and it just wasn't gripping me in the way that I wanted it to. I'm still not entirely sure what it's about. I do know it's done quite well, so I'm sure there are people out there that are going to be screaming right now and saying, no, you should keep that and read it, but I've got too much other stuff to read, and this is so far down the list now that I might as well just go to Oxfam, to go to someone who actually wants to read it. Number 9 is a book you don't know anything about. So a while ago, I think it must have been, could be a few years ago, I did this sort of cutesy thing on Facebook where you send people books and then they send you books, and you only send one but you end up receiving like 5 or whatever. And in that I did get some really cool books. I got a really old copy of Bram Stoker, which was one of the books I had more than one copy of, but I already got rid of the other one. And something else I got was this. It's Happiness by Will Ferguson, and it is a satire on the self-help industry, and it sounds really dull, and it just doesn't, yeah, I don't know, I'm not into it. Besides what I've just read, I don't really know anything about this. It could be really funny, and I could be throwing away a gem, but it just, nah, it's not for me. Number 10 is a book you didn't buy. Actually, quite a few in my pile of books that I didn't buy, so I guess I've kind of cheated. But this is also one that I didn't buy, and actually I've heard really good things about this. This is by S.J. Watson, and it's Second Life. It's the same author that wrote Before I Go to Sleep, and that film is awesome, but I haven't read the book. And yeah, and it was bought for me when I was going through a really big thriller phase, when I was really into like Gone Girl and Girl on the Train and any other film that's got the word girl in it. So this was given to me, and I've just never gotten around to reading it, and I don't think I can really be bothered now, so I'm going to get rid of it. So that's that. I don't think I actually had 10 because I cheated, but I do actually have a box of books, literally like down here, you can't see them, that I'm also going to give to charity. They're just ones that I've never really gotten around to reading. It's a big box basically full of DNFs, because I'm just not the kind of person that makes myself finish books when I don't enjoy them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're going to give this a go yourself, and if you do, let me know, because I'd love to see your video. And if you did like this video, please like it and subscribe and hit the bell notification and all that stuff. And I will see you next week for another one. Bye!